Hey all and welcome back for another HellfireComms Patreon Quick Look. Today we are checking out Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes for the Nintendo 3DS. This was commissioned by GoJoFan123. And what say you, Tanner? We just get on with it?
I think we should, even though you said it's Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes. It's like a Sonic Adventure 2 battle thing where it's the other way around. It's Echoes and then Shadows of Valentia, but you can't tell based on the title because there's so many words.
Yeah, true. Now, I think this is the game that Richie swears by. He said he, 100%ed it or something. If Richie is in the comments, feel free to correct me on that. The only other Fire Emblem I've really played is the one we did a quick look before. That was the Sacred Stones, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one is very different. To put it into perspective, this game is basically, well, it's a remake, of course, but it's like Zelda 2. Because it is a remake of the second Fire Emblem, which did things very differently.
Alright, but why was that white, though? Why were the droplets white?
Well, maybe we'll learn once we get back up to this flashback, not in this part. That'll be way later on.
So we start in media res, and yeah, it's funny you mentioned it's a remake. I remember people were really surprised when this first happened.
It's called Fire Emblem Gaiden, is the first one, and it's a weird game that is completely not like any other Fire Emblem game, aside from the basic gameplay, because you have dungeons, you have RPG elements, you have more regular RPG elements. It's very different, and this one getting a remake is very interesting because it keeps a lot of those things, while at the same time updating them to be a bit more in line with stuff. It also actually makes the story understandable, which is nice because it's no longer a NES game.
So, do you think we should, at least try to show off a single dungeon and whatnot?
I do want to show off the dungeon because it is a really neat system that I hope they bring back because it changes how you view the Fire Emblem characters, which I think is really cool.
Are you looking forward to free houses for the Switch, by the way?
I am. I think it looks really fun, at least for the gameplay. I love the Fire Emblem gameplay. Let's just hope the story is better than Fate's because, ooh, the Fate story is bad.
I've heard things. I won't comment on it, per se, lest I out myself as a pleb, but you know.
So, the one really cool thing is, all these characters that are in the village here were basically nameless, personality-less troops that you would start the game with the same names, and then they said, you know what, let's actually give them character.
Okay. Well, I'm glad they, clarified at the start that these two, who seem very close, are not related by blood.
I mean, the last game before this one literally had you marrying your brothers and sisters, so it's fine, it's Fire Emblem.
What is it with Fire Emblem and incest? I don't get it.
To quote Mei Ling talking about Marth in Smash Bros, politics makes for strange bedfellows.
Yeah, and royals are all inbred, we know.
So, there was a character who used to be named Robin here, and so they're like, oh shoot, we screwed up. So now he's Tobin.
That's fine. He seems more like a Tobin than a Robin anyway.
Right, yeah, it works out in the end. So one thing is the writing of this game is actually amazing. The characters are really, really fun to learn about, especially Faye. Because I'm gonna jump ahead a bit, and we know there's the romance between the two main characters, cause it's pretty obvious. Faye, the girl that we saw earlier, has a huge actual stalker crush on Alm, the main character.
Oh.
And it legitimately gets uncomfortable later, and it's great.
Look at this, we're moving around in 3D. Oh, Fire Emblem has come so far.
How come Fire Emblem got here before Kirby?
How come Fire Emblem got here before Pokemon?
Right?
I made a wreath out of these flowers. Here, put it on.
It's Deadly Nightshade.
No.
Oh, we Tumblr, baby. Flower crowns for everyone.
Don't start with me. Okay, I have seen things that would curdle your blood.
Oh no, Alm's nose is turning more red.
Oh, and Square. No.
You're kidding, right?
I'm sorry, Al. It does happen on Tumblr, but yeah, well, we should go and give Grandpa a manly wreath.
Actually, the characters in this game are really great. One thing that's awesome is Alm does not have blue hair.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, the real change of pace there.
What?
Right?
Is something
And it's
wrong?
already the second game, and then, uh-oh, every game after this, back to blue hair.
I'm glad you've cheered up is all.
Aw. Do we have voice acting trivia for this, mate? Can you bring it up, please?
Yeah, for sure. So the voice, oh, and yeah, this game does have full voice acting, which is a huge new thing. It used to just be voice clips. Kyle McCarley voices being the voice of 9S in Nier, as well as a few other notable roles. He's kind of an up-and-coming sort of guy.
Yeah.
We got for Celica is Erica Lynn Beck, best known as the one who painted my nails at a convention once. That was wild. And the voice of Futaba in Persona, as well as Minot in Street Fighter. Our friends are a bunch of pretty well-known dudes. With Gray is Max Middleman, so Ryuji from Persona. Tobin is Robbie Damon, so Prompto from Final Fantasy. When we get to our grandpa, he'll be voiced by Doug Stone. This game has actually a really good voice acting list, and they all do a great job.
Yeah, I'm impressed so far. Also, I really like how I can just leave auto advance on and it plays out just like a static cutscene. I really enjoyed that. What I don't tend to like in RPGs is stuff like in Digimon Cyber Sleuth, where not only is it not dubbed, which, yeah, I'm not really a stickler for dubs, I just like having it on when I play games, I guess. I'm more fun with it, like, subs in Japanese, anime, and so on. But, like, not only did it not have auto-advance, you didn't really have, like, the connection to the characters, because it's all in a different language.
Sort of way.
No, this one does it really well, and yeah, the auto advance is a pretty well known and used feature in visual novels, and this game definitely tries to go a little bit towards that end for cutscenes, where you'll see like the characters' expressions, one on both screen. I like the bottom screen being like looking at you, so you get the first person on the top, and then like the, third person on the bottom, kind of. I think it's a neat way of doing it.
Yeah.
I'll never leave.
Sorry, I had to leave.
Yeah, I'll never leave. Uh-oh, it's time to leave.
It came from beyond those trees. Come on.
Oh, we're gonna fight an orc? I would love to fight an orc.
Oh, this game has them orcs.
Looks like our luck's picked up, eh, Sir Slade?
Really? Knights going around picking on children?
Please, such cherubic faces are welcome.
This is, there's a bit of a weird
Brat's play.
feeling to these soldiers and how they treat finding a little girl. It's a bit strange.
Why don't you just call him Evil McEvil? Look at this fucker. Look at those pauldrons.
He looks so evil. And his name is Slade.
With a Y, so you know he's gonna kill you if you step out of line.
NES era writing isn't known for its subtlety.
True. Although there's a lot of RPGs nowadays that aren't known for their subtlety, so...
Yeah, right.
I'll punch you with my tiny baby hand.
Maybe if I punch the armor enough, the vibrations will make you uncomfortable.
Good Sir Knight, if I may. Our home is but a small.
Oh, I see, he's trying the diplomatic approach. Let's see if the evil man likes this.
We do not wish to
Or if
offend
he
you and
just
you are
kicks the
clearly
child.
Deserving of so much more. So please, we humbly implore you.
Yeah, he's getting tired of this.
You, boy,
What?
have you an older sister?
Right? It's a bit, on the nose.
I wish to bone them in front of you, and then you'll see what it means to be a man.
He's just like, that'll do.
Food and drink you can muster, and your sisters can serve it.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Feed and horse piss.
That's the first time I've seen horse piss in an RPG, I can tell you
Sit
that.
down, if I
Especially one made by Nintendo, a family company.
Yeah, for families. Oh, suck it up, Cliff.
Gods, Cliff, shut your hole. Don't cry in front of him.
So we're establishing early, like, you got kind of the funny, sort of witty one, you got the one who's boring, you got the one who cries a lot, you got the one who has a stalkerish crush on you. They do a good job making these previously nobody characters into somebodies.
Enough chittering, little squirrels. I am not a patient man.
Now about your sisters again.
Entertain us the one way.
How old were they? Oh wait, those laws don't exist in this world. And then Gray's like, no!
We enforce the rules, actually. We can just basically say whatever we want.
You first, Philly. Don't worry, lass.
Jesus Christ.
Child murder from Nintendo.
Back
Yeah, that's right. I'm here with my green hair to stop you.
This blasted village
This green hair will scare you. It's an unnatural color.
What? It's not blue, but well, it could be blue. A very light blue.
If you look at it in the right light, it might look blue.
Well, he has a blue shirt to make up for the lack of his blue hair.
You there, girl. Show me your face.
Well, thank God he said face.
By the gods.
Okay, so he was looking for, like, the Zelda of the village, I guess.
Essentially.
How you came to walk among these animals is beyond me. Regardless, you shall make a.
So one thing that's actually interesting, and I did go back and play the original Fire Emblem guide in there, this whole thing doesn't happen. It goes right to when they're teenagers, to like the actual, part of the game when it starts. This is all kind of new.
You did not just punch a knight.
I suppose it's necessary to try and establish some of the stakes and whatnot. If you just time skip instantly, it doesn't really have as much punch.
So be it.
Yeah, it just basically goes into, hey, let's go on a quest. Okay. And it's like you're in.
Oh, Jesus. Kind of regretting punching him now. Alright, right, gonna try and tank a sword hit here. Oh.
Grandpapa?
I wasn't aware he was actually on a horse, but whatever.
What are you doing in a
Yeah, it's little. You could assume that he was up high at that point.
Yeah. All the better to piss on you with my horse.
And we get the dopest grandpa ever.
Hell yeah.
We never finished what we started in the flames that night, old man.
Oh man, what a
I have
sentence.
much to repay.
Oh, Fire Emblem is known for some of its just good single sentences. There's one really good one later on in this game where one character says, I should cut that traitorous tongue out of your mouth. And the other one says, well then maybe for once you can grasp the truth.
Oh.
And it's like, oh, it's so good.
Right, are we actually gonna have to run now? That would be pretty cool. God, what happened to us? We're so lacking polygons.
The funny thing is, it's like if you were to look at yourself, like in a thing, it's like, it'd be like class, child.
Jesus.
Follow my every command.
Alright, so I'm assuming we're not, like, fighting here, we just have to run.
Ah, well, he might fight.
He's always serious. It's just that this time he's also crazy.
Yeah, well, I have the big spear and you're a child class, so...
Children can't win against mounted knights.
Half a dozen children with sticks versus mounted knights.
I like our odds, honestly. Never say
I
never.
want to go home.
Cliff and Faye are actually crying.
They're children, mate, what do you expect?
Fighting as if your life depends on it. Celica.
Sir,
Alright, load the cannons. We don't have cannons. Throw a bush at them? Alright, well, there's no shortage of bushes around here.
Steady the hand.
So one really nice thing about this game is Alm and Celica are deuteragonists, meaning that they kind of share the protagonist spotlight, and it's kind of cool having a more magic-based one be one of the protagonists.
Place the cursor on the desired unit, press the A button.
Keep your distance from the enemy. Don't try to pursue them.
Don't go towards them, okay.
So this game, it's very, very based on your terrain. So trees will provide like a 20% evasion bonus.
Oh.
They are very good.
It's kind of like, what was that, like, turn-based game we played for the PS4 with the animals and whatnot?
Oh, I know the one you're talking about, and I don't remember its name.
Oh, that's a shame. Can we share trees? No, we cannot share trees.
You gotta be on the one or the other. So yeah, they give you the advice of don't pursue the enemy, let the enemy come to you, which is actually really good advice because if you think about it, when your turn ends, then they will just attack you, right?
Let's see. Got my units here. Yeah. I guess I'll just end.
Yeah, we'll have Mycen up at the front to defend.
These are not bad graphics for the 3DS.
No, the battle graphics are actually really good. You can see the improvement. For one, they have feet. Unlike Fire Emblem Awakening, where they just said, no, we don't need feet.
There you go, just keep them in the trees.
watch this.
Yeah, so if you just click on them and you can hit wait if you want them to stay in the trees there. And then they can be safe.
Okay.
One thing about this game, and it is one thing that is quite controversial, is that the maps are huge. They are, like, you'll get maps that are, you have to scroll for a long time, which in a grid-based system is kind of annoying. Some people say this game, because it uses the NES maps, they say it has the worst maps of the series.
Wow.
Which, having played through it, yeah, I can see that a bit.
Nice. Fuck your horse.
One other thing is this game does not abide by the weapon triangle.
Huh.
It is instead more RPG-like, in which it just is stat against stat, seeing how things go. You can, if you want, attack the knight with, I think, Tobin there. I wouldn't recommend it, because he's still a little baby who won't kill anyone.
Yeah, super anime face attack.
I will see this through.
He has a kind of a boring critical, but some characters later on get big flippy ones.
Yeah, that's it. I'm fine with them being in the trees. Goodbye. I killed not only him, but the horse he rode in on.
Grandpa, you're covered in blood!
Oh, here we go. Look how angry that anime man is.
He's very mad.
Now, this would be a perfect time, were he not already dead, to just gang up on him with all the children in, like, some kind of cross-counter combo attack.
Just like all these children do cross strikes, just
One jumps out, someone throws fire on his sword, he spins around.
Refuses to die.
God, he's evil. He's dead now, though, so I don't have to worry about it, though. I think that went better than the first time we did some Fire Emblem stuff, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, they definitely, this one is a really good way of introducing you to the gameplay and stuff, because they all gotta do that, and they do it in different ways. It doesn't just throw you in and then just says, hey, here's the tutorial, which is like, 20 minutes of Anna talking to you. Instead, it actually just kind of teaches you as it should.
It's all in the wrist.
Tobin, you hit a dude once.
We only survived because we did exactly as Sir Myson commanded.
Well, really it was the trees, the shepherds of the forest that helped us out here.
How can you guys joke about this?
Look, a guy named Slade just fucking ate it. This was amazing.
Great.
No, Slade with a Y. We have to mention the Y every time.
Okay, Slade.
You're not happy?
No, what's hell? Like, Al, you might be getting your blood first right now, but Myson, he knows better. Look at those wrinkles. They've seen battle before.
Wow, it's almost like you're predicting where this plot goes.
Now that they know Celica is here, they will stop at nothing.
We killed everyone who knew it, though.
Stay in the village.
Death in Fire Emblem is either taken as absolutely nothing or the worst thing in the world, where it's like, oh, we killed like 50 nameless troops? It's fine, we're still good. One named character dies? Oh god, what did I... Oh, sorry, oh gods, what did I do?
Gods above. No, it's fine. He was able to send out a text before he died.
And we lack the time to
I will say, the multiple gods being in Fire Emblem led us to, again, the wonderful quote of, pick a god and pray.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's the one of the characters in Awakening. That's his critical art line. So it does like the anime thing, and then it just says, pick a god and pray, and then he just does like some horse combat on them.
Nice.
It's so good.
I won't let you do this to her.
I wear the armor in this family, boy.
You, a foolish boy who won't listen to reason? Celica has proven she has the strength to make hard choices. Yet what of you?
You choose to stay in the trees.
Don't take her
No,
away.
that feel when no GF.
Would you mind looking after something for me?
Oh? Oh, okay, whew, just a pendant.
This
Please
is
take
the
this.
bloodline.
It's my Nintendo
Never take this
3DS.
off. It's special.
Yes, it is. And now it's yours.
I swear by the little yellow bow on your head I will keep it safe.
As close as you would have kept me.
So if you remember, in Smash Bros, you actually get the spirit of the little baby forms of them.
Yeah.
I
And
can't
then
take
they
this from
evolve
you.
into their,
You're not taking
more
it.
killable selves.
Oh, what a weird way to put that, but yeah, Tanner and I did a full playthrough of Smash Bros. Ultimate The World of Light. That's done now, so if you want to check that out, you can. Somewhere on the channel. I can't link it while I'm recording, guys, so, you know.
Just, well, you don't have the URLs of your videos memorized?
Yeah, they just flash up on screen and the characters mention them and whatnot.
You just hear Alm say, like, hey, go to watch/XY. No.
Fuck off. Jesus
He and
Christ.
Olm are different from us. Different? In what way?
Well, one's a boy and one's a girl. No, beyond that. One's ginger, one's green.
And we're
Are you
NPCs.
certain, Celica?
Yes. If I try to say goodbye to him, I'll just end up crying. Grandpa... Sir Myson? Where will I go next?
Head to the Temple of Time. There you will draw the Master Sword and become giant, whatever your name was. Celica? That's right. Sorry, you're going to be out of my life soon. I figured I'd forget your name.
The problem with Fire Emblem is there's so many characters. There's Celica, and then there's Celia, and then there's like a bunch of others that look very similar in their naming convention.
X. I hate it.
But I cannot leave Ram Village. Not yet.
But Goat Village is protected and safe on the other side of the
I
border.
regret nothing.
See, you went with that, but I was gonna say, you know, Ram Village, that'll be but a distant memory.
I made all mean the world to
I
me.
don't...
You don't
Oh,
Ram, as in
I
random
get it,
access
yeah!
memory. Right.
Yes, to always be my grandpapa.
Disgusting, I swear to
Of
Christ.
course.
Celica!
He just runs up crying with snot down his face and whatnot.
Just like horrible, snot as green as his hair, just like
Ugh.
flowing out.
Okay, I didn't need that. I'll find you. I will bed you no matter what the cost.
Our babies would have such good stats.
But their hair would be... God, what would King Marth say?
I could never
Actually,
forget you, Om.
this is interesting. This game does take place in the same world as Marth's game, just at another point in time and on another continent. There's actually some characters who are in the Shadow Dragon games in this.
Yes, child.
Do you think I'll ever see him again?
Nope, he's dead. Out of sight, out of mind.
Long as destiny wills it.
Destiny. So be it.
I don't believe in destiny.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of Anthem.
Nice. See, I told you, it's the fucking Master Sword.
I told you, you're not even wrong. So, okay, spoilers though. That sword there is in the skull of a dragon, right? And it looks super important.
Uh-huh.
It's a missable item, and you need it to beat the game.
Oh.
It's NES, alright.
Sure is. You think that's one of the things they changed in a remake?
So they're trying to, like, really push, like, it's on the title screen, everything. They're like, you need to find this thing.
Once the gods themselves
Oh, we have full cutscenes and whatnot. This is nice.
Actually, yeah, the cutscenes in this are not done by the normal studio for the Fire Emblem cutscenes, the one that did, like, the, Captain Falcon and Robin reveal trailer for Smash. Instead, they're done by, I think, Production IG, and they have a distinct, more, like, CGI anime style, and they're actually really nice looking.
Yeah, the presentation of the game has been really nice so far.
The collector's edition of this game actually came with a Blu-ray with HD versions of every Fire Emblem 3DS cutscene, which is really nice to have because nobody had those in non-3DS quality before.
Oh.
Pledge never to violate the other's dominion.
But then someone did, and here we are.
Honored, and peace did indeed reign. In time, the kingdom of Zofia, which Milla founded in the
It's
south,
just firing
prospered
names
with
at me
the
right now.
goddesses
You might as well
of
be
love
talking
and
about
blessing.
Game of Thrones.
Hers were a
Well, I
happy
mean, Game of Thrones is
no
just less
toil
anime
and
Fire
free
Emblem.
of hardship. But Milla's gifts spoiled the Zophians.
Look at
and
them
it was
dancing
only a
there,
matter of time
spoiled
before
brats.
they sank into depravity.
So it is basically kind of Athena and Ares, and how it's like you have the two rival towns, one that's all about war, one that's all about kind of wisdom, and how they're both actually kind of horrible.
I mean, with the war guys, it's kind of more overt. With the other one, it's more toxic, I'd say.
The regalia
Yeah, so
that
it's like,
their hearts
do you
grow
want people
cold
just
and
openly
numb
killing
to
each
all
other,
contact.
or do you want people silently killing each
Both
other?
halves of the continent were in a fragile
I'll
state
take the murderer I
of
can see
begun
against
to
the
show.
assassin I can't,
And
really.
now, Valentia lies on the cusp of a terrible war that could forever alter its history.
But it won't. The end. I don't know, I'm just guessing, really. Sophia's Call. Right, dungeon when? I need some dungeon exploring.
I think you get to one pretty quickly coming up here, because we'll get to actually see the world map and see that.
I'm a big fan of these character models, I'm gonna be honest.
No, they're really good. They are greatly improved over any other, 3DS Fire Emblem model, and they're fully featured, and yeah, they actually use them in cutscenes, which is cool.
Nice staging for the cutscenes as well. Oh, Alm, your hair may not be blue, but your armor sure as hell is.
Well done, Arm. We'll end today's training here.
You didn't actually accomplish anything, but hey, you hit my shield a few times.
I've always known you.
That's all we have time for, because we gotta go dungeoning.
You're not just saying that, are you, Grandfather?
Either I'm getting old or you're getting better. And we both know I'm not old.
Aw, yeah, that's granddad humor right
Well,
there.
good. Then that means you're ready to let me
The
travel
character
outside the
writing
village.
is so good. I think this one was done by not the Treehouse, but the
But why?
what's that place? 86 or 86? No, that's the other one. Anyways, Aiding does it. They do really good translations there. They do like the Monster Hunters and stuff, which means that they put that love and joy into characters. Which, so is it word for word the same as Japanese? No, but that makes it better because then you're able to give them characterization.
Yeah. I mean, I would want both versions of the game to be, like, distinct and separate anyway, because there's gonna be Japanese idioms that will just be butchered if you translate it literally.
Yeah, it's like, if you get a character talking about having a dream about Mount Fuji, an eggplant, and an eagle, that will make no sense to Western people unless they are a weeb like me.
Unless you, like, do it in a meta thing where it's like, I don't know what it means.
Yeah, right.
Please, Grandfather.
I must go kill. I love to kill. I thought that's in a handful of horses for a second. So dyslexic today for some reason.
Must be very small horses.
Yeah, aw.
Suppose you do set forth with your sword and your wits.
It's like, all these years, what are you fighting for? And he's like, my girlfriend.
Grand story of your life be how you met the end of a brigand's axe?
Oh, good
Before you
line.
dream of changing the world, learn your damn place in it.
I'm gonna put that on VG Advisor, and we'll see how well that goes down.
You could take a lot of these quotes and throw them up there, and people will be like, okay, we get it, Fire Emblem is good lines.
Like, a lot of the time, me, like, submitting stuff is just trying to be funny, but sometimes you get one that's funny and is kind of poignant as well.
I know I meant for more than this, but you have to let me find it.
He's like, I know I'm a protagonist, look at me.
It's about to break into song, what the fuck?
Huh? What's all the commotion?
A single horse in this village?
So, like, this is the point where, you would actually start in the Fire Emblem original Gaiden NES game.
Uh-huh. I prefer it the way we have here. Oh, wow. Shit, you grew up.
They all did.
He was just about to tell us more.
Let's see, who should we talk to?
So, this is the one who, again, has a horrible, debilitating crush on Alm to a point where, if they are near each other in battle, she will lose accuracy.
Relatable, honestly.
Whatever he's here for, I hope he hasn't brought any trouble.
I keep thinking of Shulk when I look at this guy.
I could see that a bit. So one thing that is interesting is all these characters actually start as what is called like the citizen class. You're able to decide what class you want them to be. They could be swordsmen, mages, archers. You actually get to fully pick how they start off.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
The deliverance? What's that?
So Lucas here is voiced by Greg Chun, aka Ike.
Oh, cool.
I don't know anything else that Greg Chun does other than Ike.
Greg Chun does not need to have done anything else besides Ike.
Some days ago, at the hands of Chancellor Desai.
Evil? Backstabbing? Oh god, I can't believe Regigigas is
I
dead.
fear so. It seems to say sold Sophia to the
I'm actually this big.
That would be such a dope final boss. It's like, I'm the hugest person in Fire Emblem.
Sometimes the key to a funny joke is just to take things literally.
Unspeakable injustices upon the king's people.
Jesus.
Sir Clive, of the Knights of Sophia you mentioned, would have none of it. He formed an army to free us from Rigel, and named it the Deliverance. However, we are outmatched and fast losing this war.
We need a protagonist.
You took the words right out of my mind. Get out of there.
The home of one of Sophia's
Oh, what's all this in here?
Hey, you're lucky it's not past 9 o'clock, you sick heathen.
Sir Clive would not
I get that
listen
reference.
urgent. Will you take me to see your grandfather?
Okay, but he's got a bunch of one-liners to throw at you.
He says really cool things. Don't let it stop you.
The crow should not fly unless he has learned to flap his wings.
He just starts spewing idioms. Lucas is like, yes, I see.
Oh, one should not swim if one does not have the gills to withstand the current's grandfather. Just take your fucking men to go to bed already.
God, me.
A wise man does not pee upstream, then drink the water.
He who buys a console at launch is doomed to forever repeat history.
Were you able to speak with my grandfather? What did he say?
Well, I couldn't actually parse what he was saying,
Made
Arm.
it clear he has no intention of joining the Deliverance.
What? But war's great! Why wouldn't Grandpa want to kill?
He's strong. He could defeat some stuffy chancellor with his eyes closed.
I don't know, did you see the size of that guy?
When so many
He's
people
huge and pointing.
What the fuck?
Since thinking, but it seems we missed.
You would need at least 10 grandpas to even dent that guy's armor.
The 10 grandpas fuse to make a bigger grandpa.
I want that to be the title of the Fire Emblem game after Three Houses. Fire Emblem 10 Grandpas.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck me. Oh. I'm lightheaded, Jesus.
He's not old. He's tougher than men half his age.
True, but he is old.
He's like, I'm not old, I say as I shrink into a pancake.
As I slowly lower myself into a wheelchair.
I'll go. I'll join the Deliverance.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You?
Oh, what the hell? You can't do that.
You are an NPC. I can do whatever I like.
You fight like
Shut up, guy who had to be renamed because a main character stole your name.
With your grandson. You're volunteering to go to war.
As long as I get to go dungeoneering, I could give less of a shit.
Grandfather won't do it.
I just want to see my GF.
Consider my sword as
That's funny, given that GF is an RPG
How
term.
you feel, but
It's like, I'm playing Final Fantasy VIII, that feel when no GF.
Exactly.
Military tactics, medicine, weather, terrain.
I thought you said Madison for a second there. Again, I'm just hearing whatever I want to hear today.
Yeah, Madison, she's the one who supplies our weapons.
Ah, hello, I'm Madison. Don't know why I have a male's voice, but hello.
He's a warrior who trains warriors.
Yes, that's suitable, I suppose.
Huh?
He's like, alright, sure, whatever.
Dude, it's fucking medieval times. What do I give a shit if you want to go off and die for your country?
Yeah, what else is there to do at that point?
Yeah, it's either die or, like,
and clearly
bone a farm person.
his presence
It's
is
like
sure
die,
proves the true
farm, or
And for my part,
die on a
I'm
farm.
curious to
During the
see
middle
what
of a war,
a
yeah.
self-proclaimed warrior can do, especially now that he'll be doing it for the Deliverance.
I don't like the Deliverance, I just think of banjos.
You won't regret this.
Wait, what?
It's okay. It went over your head the first time, I'm not explaining it the second.
I was the first time it took a while, but then I'm like, maybe I misheard him, and then yeah,
It's
okay.
far too dangerous. If anything were to happen to you, I mean, just don't do it, okay?
You see, if the other two guys were wearing armor, they'd probably have a chance, but Alm is fully decked out in his
Maybe you could come
regalia.
with me.
And he wears it all the time, especially to bed.
Splendid
Clank,
idea.
clank,
We could all get
clank.
impaled on the same lance.
Just saying.
I'm just saying we could do it together. Fighting, I mean, not the lance. Grandfather trained all of us, right? Not just me.
Yeah, but he trained you wrong as a joke. Me, he gave me the real deal, the full package.
Oh,
He just took you guys on because there's nothing else to do in the village.
Sweet fuck all, honestly.
They don't hit back. Oh, sod it all. Not as
Nice.
bright as I'd like
Although I
to
don't
be.
like the word sonic coming out of an American's mouth, too.
Gray, Not you too.
I mean, maybe this is a world where they kind of combined.
Oh no. This is a post-Brexit world in the past.
But you're gonna.
But what if this is one of those games where it's like the far future?
Have my thanks, Gray.
Jesus. You know that leaked fucking Watch Dogs thing is apparently meant to be set in post-Brexit, one when Brexit hasn't even fucking passed yet.
Remember, Ubisoft's games are not political.
Of course.
They have no messages.
They have nothing to say, they're just games.
I would, you know what, Ubisoft has done some dumb things over the years, but I expect more out of them than fucking David Cage, who's like, oh no, the black android, he sits at the back, no, he stands at the back of the bus, but I am not saying anything about race and relations.
It's just robots, bro. It's just robots.
Why you have to be mad, it's just a droid.
Tobin, you don't have to go if you don't want to.
We'll get round to that second run of Detroit at some point, by the way, Flame and I. Look out for that.
Back here later. I need to go thank my grandfather and say goodbye.
I don't think he's going to take that too well.
Grandpa, I'm gonna go die in a war.
What do I care?
And he just starts going on more about idioms.
Grandfather, I'm home.
I'm off to
Do you
war.
have a minute? There's something I need to speak with you about.
A man who eats an unpeeled orange has orange teeth, Alm. Grandpa, what does that mean?
A bird in the bush is worth 2 onions at market. Seriously, for fuck's sake.
Put money into Apple. It's like, what, Grandpa? What are you talking about? Oh, so yeah, this game does have a really cool system of you can, like, look at the environment, and there's multiple things to hear from a lot of them, and you get a really good characterization from both Alm and then later Celica, who would be like, yo, I love oranges, or they'll, like, say stuff about things where it's like, you know, they'll comment on things, and you get a really good, sense of their character from what they say.
Okay. So Mice is just not home, I guess.
You could also go to the middle section if he was there, but, well, it's okay. There he is.
Tobin, does this mean you're coming with us?
Sure, why not? I'm already wearing partial armor as is, you know, I don't want to spoil the aesthetic.
Listen, everyone.
They could only afford to draw one sprite, so they made it look like I'm both in and not in war.
You know they don't pay extra for that, right, Moneybags?
There's nothing wrong with fighting for coin. Many people do.
That's just war, really. You can be mercenaries, we don't mind, we don't give a shit.
Now then, Alm.
It's like, I mean, you need money to do stuff, and there's not much stuff to do, so...
I tried, but I couldn't find him.
Did he just, like, become so old he turned into dust?
Suppose we could tarry
He
here
just,
a little longer.
he's like, my time here is done, and faded away.
Let's go.
No, it's just like the fucking end of Infinity War. I don't feel so good, Alf.
I'll write him a letter.
Alm just thought it was one of Grandpa's idioms.
So be it. I'll defer to your judgment.
Hey, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But not the woman. She's not allowed.
So I think you can leave her there, and then she won't.
No matter what. End of discussion.
Sure, why not?
She will now literally die for
I
you.
guess I don't mind going along.
Yeah, we gotta take the whole gang with us.
Fighting all across Sophia, right?
But it's nice that Cliff found some
I've
balls
always
between
wanted
being
to
a
see
child
the
and
world,
now.
and now's my
Mhm.
chance. All I
He
have
says,
to do is not
never
get
being
killed.
conscripted for war
Easy,
before.
right?
I don't think we said who Cliff is voiced by here, because he is... way down on the list for some reason. He's voiced by Chris Patton. That name does not ring familiar.
Nope, not to me either.
Are you sure about this?
Let's see here. Let's check the
Am I sure about
game
what?
section.
Not saying goodbye to
He
your
voices
grandfather.
Turtles in
My
Dragon
mom
Ball.
will have all my
Oh,
brothers and
I don't
sisters to
think...
look after them.
Did I watch the dub
I'm
for
sure they'll
Tree
miss
of
me.
Might? I think
I
so.
hope they will, at any rate.
Yeah, that's pretty
Family
much all
will
he's
help
done.
you get by, you know? But all Sir
Aside from a
Lawson
few
has for
anime
kin
featuring
is you.
characters that all look
And
like
all you
background
have is him.
NPCs.
Yeah, well...
I know. But considering he's never let me take one step outside the village...
God, that's gonna be a
I
boring
doubt if he'll
existence. You
talk
can
me into
see
letting
the
him take
fields
me.
outside. You just wanna
Not that it would have
engage your
changed
human
things
curiosity and run, but no.
I had
No,
to.
your grandpa slipped
Not
like
just to
50
prove
pound
him
weights
as a
into your
teacher,
arm.
but to prove myself to me.
Oh, there was no rule about him going
I was
outside. He
always
just
wanted to put
physically
Ram
couldn't
behind
go
you, right?
outside.
This is your big chance.
It's just like a
Your first
big
adventure
barrier
with
that he put up
Marge.
that Alm's like, nope, can't pass that.
Oh, guess you didn't want it enough,
The
Elm.
Tale of Gray. Plus that one guy.
Got him.
I don't think so. Although, I admit there might be a little something to what you're saying.
Can I play the game now, please?
Calling out to
What's wrong? You don't like your plot?
I do, actually, and these are likable characters.
Yeah, no, definitely. Out of all the Fire Emblems, I think, on the 3DS, this one throws you in with the most likable in a realistic way bunch. Some people don't like the more overly anime tones of the other ones there, which, boy, are back in suit for 3 houses.
Really? Oh.
Yo, there's a girl who wears my hat in that game.
Okay, we've discussed this before. It's not your hat, it is a type of hat.
No, if you go on Google now and you type in Tanner hat, it's officially, there's enough pictures that it's now legally mine.
Wow. Didn't realize that's how it worked. Alright, what we got here? Yay, we're all on the map.
Make for the southern outpost. Desay's men hold it for now.
So these are just our compatriots, I suppose.
The Deliverance hideout
Oh no, all those red guys are enemies.
Oh, but Lucas was also wearing red.
Yeah, but when you see him as a little sprite, he wears blue.
Yay! Let's kill him.
So yeah, you'll have a couple random battles on the way to the first dungeon there, which is like on the next square pretty much. And yeah, you're given a big open field, and you just gotta kill a couple dudes, not too many.
Okay.
Oi, travelers! Afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there.
Got a question for you. Do you like my beard? Is it too much?
So, if you want to be passing through,
You know, it was quite nice of this guy to just, or his guy's mom, to just name him Brigand. You know, it's like, I know what you're gonna be.
That's, like, not even his class, it's just his name. No, a flock of brigands. They must be brothers.
Yeah, I named all of my child Troop.
Let's do this shit. I have a sword and I'm ready to swing it.
Let's clear this rabble out.
Alma being the main character is actually... he's gonna be kind of your strongest dude. He is very powerful. He will just wipe and clean house. But yeah, they say don't rush into battle. You're gonna want to try and lure them to you.
So maybe put Alm near the top and draw some of them off and, like, go around them, maybe.
Yeah, so what they're saying is have Alm or Lucas kind of deal the first blow, and then have your little buddies go and kind of get experience to deal the other one. You do have the ability to go to the trees there, though, remember, for that,
yep.
that beautiful bonus there.
There we go. You can go there as well. Actually, you know what? He can go near there. I want the squishy girl to go in the trees, and she can't, so just put her there. There we go. You can wait there.
Just say the word.
Be back here, I guess. And you can roughly go about there. End. Now we fight.
So as you can see there, you have double attack on this dude, meaning that even for a counter you'll hit twice, which is quite good. That goes off your speed there.
Okay.
So normally, Axe versus Lance would be really bad, and you would get kind of destroyed because of the weapon triangle, but as I said, it's not in this game. You're good.
Jesus Christ.
They can take a hit. They've been hit by Grandpa one too many times after an idiom gone wrong.
Okay, oh, what's this? Press the X button to display the enemy's range of action. Okay.
So it's like, if you're in that red, then you are in a place where you could get hit. If you are not in the red, then you are safe.
Yeah! Good battle music, I wonder.
Yeah, well, this all the music in this game, a lot of it got remixed into Smash Bros. Celica's battle theme is the one that, you know, da 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 da. That's the one. It's
yeah.
That one has multiple remixes because it's real good.
Must protect the fair maiden.
Actually, the Gaiden game was the one that got a really interesting remix because it was done by Michiru Yamane, who does Symphony of the Night. And she, at the time, was actually composing the DLC music for Skullgirls when she did this was in the Smash 4 remix. and it literally uses the same instruments as the Skullgirls music. So they basically put in a Skullgirls song into Smash in the form of a Fire Emblem theme, which is wild.
That is pretty cool. I'm in the trees.
It's like, trees can hurt you because trees are, I guess, something that protects you for evasion. Sure, that's how they work.
I do like how the actual fields are represented in like the battle scenes and whatnot.
Yeah, that came about in the previous game, Fates, there, where it was, where you, like, the actual layout of the map gets zoomed in upon.
Don't like how Faye's doing health-wise, but I think I have some bread, so I guess I could, like, nope. Items, eat, yeah.
One kind of weird thing about this game that is definitely a relic of it being an NES game is every character can only equip one item.
Huh.
They can only have one item, and that could include any sort of weapon or defensive item. So it's like, if you want to have a good shield on, you can't have bread. If you want to have a good sword on, you can't have a shield. You pick one item to give them, which is weird. But because once you get some good weapons, it's like, well, now I can never heal my characters aside from, you know, having the actual healer heal them.
Get it, Lucas? Yeah! He has the big spear. He's the big lad.
That was amazing.
I mean, he is the actual one trained in combat here.
Big face, let's do it! Nice.
Yeah, your super arts don't get super anime until later on. They pretty much now come down to a big jumping strike.
That was a fine victory.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So you get bonus experience based on how many kills you get.
Yes! We won!
Yeah, so that was some fine murder, good stuff.
I can see you have more than a bit of your
I see you have more than a bit of murder in you.
It's running through your veins, so it is.
And Alm's just like, yo, I love this!
Just adore it, really. Rotate your motherfucking saves.
Yeah. So yeah, once we kill that dude, we'll be able to go and check on the dungeon, which is something really cool I want to show off.
I've forgotten the button to move forward and whatnot.
You have to click on yourself first.
Oh, I'm an idiot. It's okay, he's an idiot. We can get him, lads. We've got him.
Don't get fleeced in this forest.
Hold, everyone.
There's 5 brigands this time.
Yeah. And one of them is a slightly different color and no beard.
Oh no.
Exaggeration.
Based on their numbers, I surmise they must have a hideout nearby. But we can ill afford to pick fights with every cut-person rogue we encounter. Let's sit back and
I love the phrase cut purse because it's like it does exactly what it sounds like.
She'll certainly add some color to that run-down old shrine.
You think they're just kind of like playing to type? Like, you don't have to be all uncouth and whatnot just because your name is Brigand.
It must be very confusing when someone yells into a room, "Oi, brigand!" and then they all turn and look.
What? There's a war going on. You want a part of this? Alright, England's got some fucking goals. So many Galar shit posts for that guy.
Oh, it's so great. It's so good.
Or else I'll throw my sword at you.
I have some, like, friends who have never been over to that side of the world. They're like, you know, he should look more regal, or he looks too sporty. And I'm like, if you've been there, you'd know it's accurate.
Yep, oh, we have ranged attackers now.
They have an archer.
So archers in this game are wild. They can... So before it used to be, okay, an archer was good at range, but he could not attack if you were right beside him. In this game, you can. And also, his range can go up to, like, 10 tiles away. They have long range. Thankfully, they're still fairly squishy. You can just hit them in the noggin real hard, and they really don't like it. Especially if you get a critical. Yeah, there you go.
I'm getting good luck with crits, honestly.
Enjoy it now, because as this game goes on, the enemy hit rate likes to go down, meaning that you'll miss a lot. I actually had to stop this game at a point because I got tired of missing a boss over and over.
Wow, that's the worst, really.
It's like, I'm like, I could actually kill this boss if they let me hit them. And it was real bad. So I think this map here actually got reused in a couple Fire Emblem games, like a map cameo, which is always kind of a fun thing where it's like, oh hey, it's the same kind of layout as before, where it's a big open field with kind of the one base. It's a cool way of handling it.
So yeah, I'll let them come to me, and hopefully I'll get a few more crits along the way.
Yeah, everyone can crit, and as you can see at the bottom, your stats there, usually you have about a 7 to 10% chance of getting a crit. Lance here, Lucas here, he only has a 3, and oh boy, we're lucky, I guess.
Nice.
That resolves that.
Oh, so close to a level up.
You did it again.
So one thing that kind of does suck a little bit is most characters can go up 2 levels for their class. Like, they're a villager class, so that's kind of a base class. Then they can, you know, evolve into like a knight, and then they can evolve in one further into a stronger knight. But there is actually a 3rd tier of knight class, or class for everything. But good old Nintendo decided, hey, let's make those DLC.
Yikes.
Yeah, Fire Emblem games... They either have DLC that is awesome or DLC that is the actual worst. There's some DLC stuff where it's like, hey, what if all the characters just went to the beach and had a good time? And like, there's no combat, you're just talking to each other and having fun and like character interactions, and they're like, yeah, that's awesome. But then there's ones where it's like, hey, what about the actual story? You want the conclusion of it? DLC?
Oh, the Ashura's Wrath style of telling a story.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. I mean, it's not like the end of the story, but it'll be like, oh, time to hear about the true story of what happened on this flashback, and it's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I was hoping for another crit. Alas, I'm greedy.
Can't win a lottery too many times in a row.
I can, and I will.
I can with save states.
What's wrong?
Nice.
You can also, there's actually a lot of options in this game. One you can do is you can actually make it have a static camera to make it look like the Game Boy Advance games, which is pretty cool. Although the cinematic camera is a lot more fun. I think you can also, if you are really just like wanting to do it quickly, you can actually hold, I think it's L, and it will just skip the battle animation and go right to just the HP being depleted, which is real fast.
Shabah! Okay, I guess we'll just leave it there.
Yeah, the base villagers don't have enough speed to get 2 hits in at now, right now at least, but as they get stronger, they will.
Some of these are very DMC-esque, I gotta say. Like, was Myson teaching them stingers and whatnot?
Right? Yeah.
I thought I got something.
Just single attack stat.
Jesus Christ.
There you go.
Yeah, let's finish this dude off.
That is also another thing about Fire Emblem, is that your stat increases when you level up are random. Meaning that you can get 1 stat up when you level up, which sucks. People will reset for better stats. Though it does balance a bit in that it's like, if you've been getting really bad stat ups, you will get, then it'll be like, okay, coming up you will get a better one soon, right?
Yeah. Yay.
I can tell I'm getting stronger.
My HP's gone up, signifying that I have more health now.
Normally Fire Emblem games have very low HP amounts, but this one goes kind of nuts, and it's like you start getting ones with like in previous ones, if you found a dude with 40, you're like, whoa, that dude's strong. But in this one, like, you're starting at like 20, and you can go up to like 150, and you're like, oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. There's just one guy left.
Yeah, and he just chills out up there, because he's like, I'm not leaving my base, because the base does provide him, I think, a damage increase, or a defensive increase. And he gets 5 HP back each turn.
Oh, I'm coming for you. Feel those walls closing in, motherfucker.
He's like, oh boy, you guys are getting pretty close, huh? Oh, he actually came out, so that's actually good, because then he won't get his HP back up.
Nice. Here we go. My turn.
If you want Alm to get it, you'd have to move Lucas there out of the way.
Fine. Actually, no, what am I doing? Yeah, move out of the way. Go there. Yeah.
Yeah, Alm can finish him off, because he is the protagonist with the most attack.
You are fucked now.
A little bit of overkill, because you would have done 10 damage anyways, but sure, we take it for looking cool.
What can I say? I really wanted this little outpost.
We'll go and grab, yeah, we'll leave this gold, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't even want it. It's the thrill of victory. That's the goal for me.
Easy, Alm.
Do-do-do. Everyone sort of gets more levels and whatnot. I can taste dungeon in the air.
That counts as our good deed for the day.
Sorry, Lucas. My legs were moving before I had a chance to even think.
Sorry I went and stole your kill at the end there.
It's fine. Secretly, he's like bubbling with rage inside.
That was my experience.
It must be nearby.
Alrighty, yeah. Now we get the good shit. Rotate 'em! I'm watching you.
What's that shrine? Oh yeah. Guess you wouldn't know since you've been stuck in the village.
What, has everyone else been going out dungeon exploring and whatnot?
Oh yeah, everyone else has been leaving the village, but Alm's been the one like, no, we can't leave. Thinking about my GF.
Now they're mostly just home to brigands and the like. Then the woman who was taken captive must be inside.
We shall rescue her from the brigands.
Rescue her from the brigands and then tell her to join our party.
A random woman has joined the party.
Away from me! I'm only the stupid watchman. I just watch things.
Sounds like fucking Yosuke.
It could be. It could be.
Let's see. Explore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready to feel Fire Emblem like you've never felt it before?
Well, considering I've only played one of the game,
The enemy
yes.
could be anywhere. We need to proceed carefully.
Oh, this is cool.
So you actually get to move around, and you actually get to attack enemies, and if you run into them, you do like a Fire Emblem encounter, but for the most part, you get to run around and actually play as the characters.
I don't know why they don't do this for more Fire Emblem games, then. Does Free Houses do this?
It might. It might. We don't know fully yet. There looks to be some moving around, but not fully. But yeah, it's like then you get into an encounter which is like 2 enemies in a tiny battlefield.
Come at me, fools!
So I'm going to let you know a little secret. There is an auto battle feature that will make it so that you can pretty much just fast forward through like random encounters here. That makes this much better.
Oh yeah.
In the NES version, you would basically have to fully play through these encounters, but I think if you just press the A button on nothing, you can hit auto battle and it will just go through tactics. Yeah, you go tactics. So just saying like, hey, what are you gonna do? And then it'll say choose from which of these you want to do, and if you just go charge, you will just go and charge on everyone.
Okay. Yay!
And it usually picks the best stuff for you, so it'll place you as you want. And I think if you hold the A button and the R button, it will go super fast through everything. Whoa, jeez. To make it easier.
Yay, super fast!
That was the funny one.
I dropped my coffee cup.
How dare you? Should have been a
I was
tea
too excited for the fast forwarding.
Da-da-da-da-da, give me health!
Whoa! I feel light as a feather.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, he's gained the right to change class.
This disgusting villager can now change class.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I killed a guy. Woo! Let's see, what do I get?
Yep.
Defense could be much better, but skill is 1. Jesus.
I think skill is just your chance of a critical hit as part of it there.
Okay.
But when you're in this dungeon, you can actually dash, which is a really anime-looking dash. I think you hold either B or the R button. You can attack, which if you hit the enemy on the field, you will, yeah, look at this anime dash. If you hit the enemy on the field, you'll get an advantage. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Huh? What do you scrawny little rats want? You got nerve barging in here, just as I was getting to the main event.
I was just about to serve up dinner. Wasn't nothing nefarious going on in here.
He's talking about doing dirty things.
I'm aware.
Okay, it's for the audience. Let them know.
There is an archer there who I am very aware of.
Yeah, if you hit again, if you hit the X button, it will show you like how much range they have.
Jesus.
Right? It's like, oh, geez, that's a lot of range there.
Alright, just get him into position, I suppose.
Come at me, fools!
And you can wait behind the rocks.
Stand back.
Yeah.
So I usually, like, when I play, I made Faye into a healer there, because, boy, having a healer is quite nice when you can only carry one item.
Okay.
But you can do all sorts of different things with them. You can make them be whatever you want.
I'm glad he decided to come forward, because this just makes everything much easier.
And this dude's just going with it. He's, like, not even gonna stay up there like a boss. He's like, I'm just gonna come and fight you.
Well, I have higher hit, so... this shouldn't take long.
And yeah, already Gray is starting to get his double hits in, which is quite nice.
Nice. Yay!
Who doesn't love a strong man?
Question for the ages, really.
So this game does also have the kind of relationship system where when characters are near each other in combat, they will actually get stat ups when near each other, and you can get little events on the battlefield. And a lot of them, you know, reveal a bit about their character, and boy, Gray just hits on every single woman that he meets. He'll just be like, in battle, he'll be like, hey, I killed a person, doesn't that make me kinda hot? And the girls are like, what are you talking about?
Jesus.
It's, you know what? But with the voice of Robbie Daymond, it's like, I get it. It works for him.
Right, Archer, go to hell.
Oh my goodness, double crit!
That should do it.
You can tell I'm a protagonist because I have the best stats.
Yeah, my stats keep going up in good amounts, unlike everyone else here.
Oh, he is so fucking dead.
He's on death's doorstep, so we're gonna send out one of our little troops to finish him off.
Yeah, I got it.
Right, Tobin, it's all you, mate.
Just one basic slash to kill him. Everyone else doing these anime moves, and Tobin's just like, well, I slash you.
Got him. What does EXP even mean? Ah.
Oh man, look at these muscles. Who wants to touch them?
Alright, why don't you show me some muscles first?
Tobin, we're on the battlefield. Now is not the time.
Nice, I got wine. Yeah, fuck a carrot.
So actually, one thing that's kind of wild, there is alcoholic items, like the wine, that cannot be used by anyone but the adult characters. Meaning if you equip it to any of these characters, they're like, I can't drink this.
You alright? You doing okay over there?
Are you alright? Say something.
Who are you? How did I get here?
Why isn't your hair blue?
Fine.
It's okay,
Some
I'm a
brigands
different
can't
kind
let
of
you
Fire
talk
Emblem
to me.
protag.
Don't worry.
Right?
Gone.
So the good news is this here is a sanctuary. It's kind of like a mid-dungeon save point, so if you want to just kind of think this is about it, you could end it here with a good save, but or you could venture in a little bit more, but I don't think there's much more dungeon.
I'm fine with what we have
I
here.
hail from a priory far to the east, on the island of Novus.
I don't know what that means. I've never been outside the farm.
So,
Oh boy, here we go.
Here it comes.
Like you so far from home.
Prayer, mostly.
Mission. I nearly forgot.
I was coming to convert these heathenist locals.
Are we
Yeah,
far from
well,
the village?
turns out the brigands were actually just like helping her set up and whatnot, and we just killed her entire clergy.
What? You're Sir Myson's grandson? May I see that mark on your left hand?
Left hand marks get me extremely hot.
Sure. Pretty strange for a bird.
He pulls it out and it's the Triforce. It's like, oh
A
no!
time ago, a girl in my village had the same mark on her hand.
So you're the one she...
Huh?
Huh? What was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you, cut off.
Sir Ulm, I have something for you.
It's this level 50 dagger of the cloth.
right?
So it's, you might know, like,
It's called
the
Milla's
brand that's in, the eye of Lucina and on the arm of,
I believe it will be of
Crom
great
there.
use to
It's the
you.
same thing where it's like, if you're royal in Fire Emblem, you get a weird birthmark that's like, looks like a weird shape,
No,
and they
this
get
is
like a little like
definitely for
omega
you.
symbol on them.
Now that you have
Are
left
you
your
telling
village
me
and
that
embarked
Fire
upon
Emblem
an
is
auspicious
analogous to
journey,
JoJo?
the turn wheel will become a vital tool
Potentially.
during
I mean, I
transit.
guess you could think of the brand as like the
Thank you.
Joestar birthmark, except
promise to
instead of a
take good
star,
care of
which
it.
is slightly
By the way,
believable,
I
very
really
slightly believable,
You
these
don't
ones are like
use it.
big dumb
It
anime
uses you.
brands.
More like
When
a
it is
tattoo,
right,
really.
the turn
Yeah,
wheel will
right?
give you a sign.
Oh.
So she's giving you basically
I'm
a
not sure I
rewind
understand, but I'll
function,
take your
which
word.
is quite useful for this type of game.
I can imagine so.
It appears that Mother Milla already wishes to show you something.
The turn wheel. It's glowing.
This is also another, like, it's a new feature for this game, and basically what it does is you can find these cogs in the world, and, hey, look, it's Unlimited Blade Works, that's a reference for someone. But you can find these cogs, and when you get these cogs, you can see flashbacks to various events that you don't get to see kind of from your perspective. So there's a neat way of expanding on the story a bit more.
It was so clear.
Don't really know what I saw, but it was clear. The picture quality was like 4K or something.
What you saw in the vision is not the present. The mother is either telling you what could be, or what once was.
It's not really unclear. She's kind of petty like that.
So the
Her
vision
power is sight, but it's kind of bad. She needs glasses.
Something that could happen. If the vision was ill-boding, perhaps it was a sign. A sign that the mother wishes for you to take action in order to prevent it.
We're not going to give you a clue as to what that is, though. Just go out and flail wildly.
Just be careful about killing any potential
In my
girlfriends.
travels, I have witnessed the sorry state of our kingdom.
That's why I decided to
No
come
goddess
here,
bless
to
them,
this
and no
shit-ass
king to
dungeon.
rule. Most Sophians are at a loss. And I, for one, refuse to stand by and watch them suffer. I would ask for permission to accompany you on the quest.
Jeez. Sure, I guess.
I mean, hey, we get a healer.
Menu? Oh, I can save here.
Yeah, these are like little rest areas where you can heal up and do your party management, but, yeah.
Oh, wow, that was more of a long look than a quick look, but that was actually really enjoyable. I felt the combat was, self-explanatory and easy to get into, like, especially for a Fire Emblem game. The characters are really likable. Graphically, I'm pretty impressed. Music is, I'm not really familiar with Fire Emblem soundtracks, but it was pleasing to mine ears, so yeah, I'm happy with that. And also, the 3D graphics impress, and, 3D movement is great.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a cool little evolution of the series, taking a older game and making it different and new again. But, yeah, I think we covered this one pretty good.
If you guys want your own quick look, you can go to patreon.com/HellfireComms and commission it. The commission actually pays for the game itself, as well as a little bit more to go on, like, other equipment and bills and so on. And that's basically how HFC survives nowadays via Patreon, so even if it's just $1 a month, believe me, it helps a lot. And, as for, like, quick looks on the list, we're going down the backlog right now, same with TV comms, so expect more of these over the coming weeks. And, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time for another HellfireComms Patreon Quick Look. Bye-bye.
Ciao!